for architecture, for me, like to get into the space, I need to physically draw it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one aspect. That's for my own personal like way I process. But the other thing that I've noticed with clients, and this is especially when it gets to residential, I think corporate and public work, high-end resolution rendering is much more effective in communicating. But when we're talking about someone's home, if it's so realistic, then when they get there, it's a disappointment. It doesn't quite ever look like that because it is not a stage set, you know, it's got the messiness or the reality of life. And so if I can bring them to that level in a hand-drawn perspective where it opens their imagination, but where that imagination goes can be very flexible, then when they get to the final result, it really does soak in. It's like, oh yeah, like I knew that was going to be a white wall, or, you know, like behind me, it's like, I knew there was going to be this cool Moroccan fence thing, but oh wow, now I really get to absorb what that is. But if it was a slightly different one than this one, you know, in the rendering, they'd be like, it just doesn't look quite right, you know? So to me, that's important, is that we are able to communicate in a way that continues to allow the client to kind of be expansive in their imagination, so that they engage in it a little bit more. And they're not so worried about like, I just didn't like that exact yellow. It's like, okay, you know.
I love that. Yeah, that makes so much sense to me. And part of my process too, as a graphic designer, I remember in school, the teacher would make us do like 100 sketches of a logo before, actually coming up with a good one. And it mattered, doing that hand-drawn work and putting in that time makes a huge difference in the result.